Hello kind people of the internet, how you doing? My name is Andy and this is my submission for this year's Project for Awesome. The Project for Awesome is an annual event that tries to raise money for charities. And my contribution, next to donating myself of course, is to find out things that you can do to decrease world suck without having to spend your money on stuff. In a previous video I talked about Ecosia, which is a search engine that plants trees. You can check that out. But this time I want to talk about changing your energy provider. Because we all use energy. I mean, you are watching this on YouTube. Your computer needs energy. By the way, I didn't make that clear. I'm talking about electrical energy here. And we all pay for it anyway. So it does make sense to ask the question, well, where is our energy coming from? Out the socket, of course. Duh. Well, yeah, but where is it produced and is it clean energy? I came across an article by Global 2000, which is a charity that I support here in Austria. And they were basically rating the energy providers according to how environmentally friendly they are. So this is very specific to Austria, so it's quite local. So I don't want to go into too much detail here. But the point is, there are huge differences on where the energy providers get the energy from and the overall ecological footprint that they leave. I mean, here in Austria we are quite big on renewable energies. We have a lot of water power stations, we got some sun and wind energy. We are already quite green here in Austria. Most of the providers are 100% renewables. But there's still differences, not just in the price. And I can only recommend, if you're Austrian, to read that article. It's not that long. It's a 15-minute read. Just go over it and you might just learn something. And then you might just want to change the energy provider. And the best thing, by changing your energy provider, you might not only save the environment, but also save some money for yourself. And that's a win-win-win. And in preparation for this video, I actually changed my energy provider. And it only took me 15 minutes. 15 minutes! And I've been wanting to do this for 10 years. 10 years I've been living in my flat in Graz and I didn't get around to changing my energy provider. Because here's what happens. Usually if you move in, you get a contract with the energy provider that also provides the network. And the company providing that network can be separate from the company providing the actual energy. But most people, when they sign up, they make the energy contract with the same company because it's just convenient. That's the same thing I did. But turns out the energy provider I had is on the somewhat more expensive side, and even though they have 100% renewables, they're not as progressive as they could be. And for 10 years, I put it off to change my electricity provider because I thought, oh, I can't be bothered to do that. I just pay those few euros more each month because I just don't want to spend the time figuring out how I can change my provider. But I just did it. And it's so easy, at least in Austria. I can't tell you how it is in your country, but I would encourage you to find out because it was so easy, literally 15 minutes and it was done. The hardest part was finding out my Zählerpunkt, which is just a number that I found on my receipt that I get from my old provider. And then that's it. They do all of that for you. Because the energy providers obviously want you to change to them, so they are incentivized to make it super easy for you. And it is super easy. I just say, I want to change to you, and then they do everything for me. They quit my old contract, they set up the new one, and it's all done. 15 minutes I had to spend on it. And now I get cleaner energy. And I support solar and wind and small water stations. And that's the most sustainable you can do. You can also go with just big water stations. That's a little cheaper. And that's a decision you can make. How much money do you want to spend on it? And how clean should your energy be? But the point is, if you don't change, you might have an expensive contract that is also not good for the environment. As I said, in Austria we're pretty privileged. We don't have any coal power plants, we don't have any nuclear energy, but that's because we're so privileged and have the mountains, which are good for water power, and some flatlands with wind. So, not all countries are that privileged. And the less renewable energy is in your country's mix, the more important it actually is that you are proactive in the decision making, where do you want your energy to come from? Because the more you support the providers who are offering renewables, the more they are incentivized to grow and the more the others are incentivized to change to get their customers back. So best case, you save money and you get cleaner energy. But even if you spend a little more money, if you therefore get renewables, that is totally worth it, at least to me. And even if you just want to change to a cheaper provider, that's also cool. It's super easy to do that. And the money you save there, you can then donate to a charity that you want to support. So yes, changing your electricity provider, something you should look into. I can't really provide you information on how to deal with it in your country, but I can encourage you to give it a quick Google or Ecosia and find out for yourself. And if you found something interesting for your country, please leave it as a comment, such that other people who might also come from your country can find resources down below. I link all the resources for Austria, including the article, here in my description, and I wish you a good rest of your Project for Awesome. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also thanks to Hank and John and the entire Project for Awesome team for organizing this event, because it made me make this video and therefore make me change my energy provider. And it's super easy, it was so easy. Boom. That's it.